Hi, my name's Lee Matthews and I'm a physiotherapist, and this is Pilates Rehab Relax, and this is a gymball session. This is a gymball session with a hard level of intensity. Yeah, this is stuff that makes my tummy tremble. This is definitely not a class aimed at anyone with underlying things like back pain or looking to build up a gentle level of fitness. This is trying to be more inclusive and just making sure that people that are regular gym goers have got something here that they can do as well. So don't forget to click like and subscribe if you want to see our latest content. And if you wanted the easier versions of this, the easiest version, I'll put a link up above me, and hopefully that'll take you to a kind of version of this. So you shouldn't need to be told if you're doing this sort of level of stuff. You need to have reasonable sitting balance. You need to have a nice clear area around you. And you might have even done a warm-up before you do this bit, 5 minutes of gentle cardio or something. But if you fancy a challenge, then let's go for it. So I'm going to find myself a mat to sit on. The reason being, I don't want your feet slipping on the carpet and things. I've got a 65 centimetre gym ball here that I'm using for today's class. And if at any point you want to make the exercise easier, you do that by bringing your feet out further away to the edges of the mat. To make it harder, you can bring the feet nice and in the middle there. So I'm going to do the same routine that I did for the easier classes, but I'm going to make it an awful lot more difficult, yeah? So the first thing I'm doing, I'm sitting myself on the mat. So with the gentle class, we started off with some pelvic tilt. So let's do something very similar to that. What I'm going to get you to do for me is to roll back onto the gym ball into a nice flat position, arms up to the ceiling, and then out behind you, yeah? So again, to keep the control there, you've got to engage those tummy muscles. And again, bringing the arms up to the ceiling, and then one vertebrae at a time, like a Mexican wave. Let's bring ourselves back upright again. So let's do 5 of those. That was 1. So we're going to start off with a gentle pelvic tilt all the way down into a laying position. And to add that extra challenge, we're going to just bring the arms out behind us and really stretch there. And again, starting from the tips of the fingers, let's bring ourselves back upright. So the hands come up first of all, and then up we go, engage those tummy muscles, and up nice and tall again. Well, that was 2. I've got 5 of these. So again, into a slouch, into that pelvic tilt, and like a caterpillar, one bit of you at a time, like a Mexican wave, all the way out, and then back up again. So here we go. So the hardest way of doing this is with your feet in nice and close together. So hands up, and up nice and tall. So yeah, the hardest we could do this is if this, and you could even lift one leg off the ground, which I'm not even going to contemplate doing. So again, rolling down, all the way down, and then back up again. And I think we're just going to do one for luck, just to make sure we've done our 5 well and truly. Down we go. And then slowly back up. That's good. So that was a variation on the pelvic tilt. It's probably more like a roll down than anything else in that position. Right, well, we did a bit of circling before in the gentle and the intermediate class. So we'll go and progress on to doing some circling. And what we're going to do with this, we're going to make it harder by first of all having those feet in nice and close together in the middle, nice and tall with our spines. We've got that lengthening, wide shoulders, those collarbones nice and wide. And what we're going to do now, we engage the core muscles, so you draw that tummy button in towards the spine. And what I'm going to try and do for me is lift up one of your legs for me. Yeah? So perhaps if you lift up your left leg, And let's try and keep balancing and draw some circles. So the bigger the circle, the harder this is. And the whole time we're doing this, we're trying to keep it nice and controlled. So we'll do 5 circles one way. Do a squeaky gymball moment. That wasn't me, I promise. Okay, and then let's turn the direction to the opposite circle. So circle in the opposite direction. You can have your hands resting on your hips, I really don't mind. There you go, and pop that foot back down again. And the same on the opposite side. So switch legs, up nice and tall, engage those muscles, and let's do the same again. So lifting the opposite leg, remember which direction, because again, after 5, we'll reverse it. Right, I've got to concentrate here so I don't fall over. 3, 4. That's good. Okay, and reversing the direction of those circles. It can definitely be harder on one side than the other, but it is important to focus and engage those core muscles as well. And one more. There you go. Right, so that was our circling. Well, now we're going to progress on to doing a one leg stretch. We've done this before, but we're going to make it harder by involving an arm at the same time, if that's okay. So sit tall, wide collarbones, nice and centered with our pelvis, engage those tummy muscles. And what we're going to do now with our one leg stretch, so maybe if you do this on your right leg, yeah? So I want you to bring your right leg out and away from you, and at the same time, your left arm is going to come up to the ceiling and back down again. And the same on the opposite side. So now your left leg comes up and your opposite arm, so your right arm, and back down again. 5 on each side, please, yeah? So that's 1 either side. So in your own time. And down. And the same again. And the whole time we're doing this, yeah, we engage those tummy muscles. And if you want to work on your breath while you're doing this, it's on an outward breath. So draw those tummy muscles in, engage that core, and then on an outward breath, and then back down again, and the same again. Keep those muscles working throughout. And again. And again, outward breath. And one last time on the other side. And back down again. Well done. Okay, well, we're going to do the double leg stretch in a very similar way. We're going to do both arms and one leg at a time, yeah. So we're ready. So I'll talk you through it first of all. If you do this with your left leg maybe, so my arms I'm going to breathe in as I go up, and as you go up, I'm going to have to talk you through it as I go. As we go up with your arms, you're going to lift your left leg up. So when you get to shoulder height, what's going to now happen to that left leg is it's going to straighten out as the arms continue to go up, yeah? And then as you breathe out, we come back to the start position again. So we're going to go through opposite legs. I'll talk you through it for the first few, yeah? So again, with your right leg this time, so the right leg's going to come up as the arms come towards shoulder height, and then as we go above shoulder height, the leg straightens, so your right leg is straightened, and then as you breathe out, back to the start position. So in your own time, that was 1 on each side. Let's do 5 altogether, so we do another 4 on each leg. So again, up we come. We're going to focus on the breath now a lot more. So again, breathing in as you go up. We're going to make it more of a fluid movement now, yeah? So okay. So we've done a little bit of movement, we've done a bit of breathing. Let's go back to our legs and go back to the one leg circle now, if that's okay. So what we're going to do, again, you can have your feet in close together if you want to. And what we're going to do is sit up nice and tall, engage your tummy muscles, and if you lift up your left leg for me, I want it to go nice and straight, and I want you to be drawing some small circles with a straight leg, and you should be so still that you can balance a glass of drink on your head. Now I think if I had a glass of drink balanced on my head, there wouldn't be much left in it at this point. You do about 5 circles and then down again, and let's do the same in the opposite direction. So straighten that leg, keep that core engaged, yeah? And what we're going to do now is make some circles going in the opposite direction. So 5 circles there. Stay up nice and tall, yeah, up nice and tall, and down again. I've got quite tight hamstrings, and if you find that you're really struggling with the straight leg, you can always do it with a slightly bent leg, and that might be a better option for me perhaps. So swapping legs, so over to your right leg, engage the core, and let's bring that leg up straight in front of you and making some circles there. Okay, and back down again and up again and in the opposite direction. There are progressions on all of these, but I think if I demonstrate them, I'm going to be all over the shop. So I think maybe if I say I'll get back to you one day when I've got a little bit stronger myself. Okay, and back down again and reverse in that direction. That's good. And one last time on the other leg. So I think it'll be back over to your right leg in all likelihood. And down again. And the same up. Some circles in the opposite direction. And relax again. That's good. Right, well, that was your one leg circles. We're going to revisit the dumb waiter now, if that's okay. And I think what we'll do, if that's right, so you bring yourself up nice and tall, and I want you to bring your arms out in front of you like you've got 2 trays of drinks. Now the dumb waiter is a position to open up the shoulders. So you bring each hand out to the side for you. Well, that might feel a bit easier, and it probably is a little bit easy for us. So what we can do is let's bring our feet in nice and in the middle, and what we're going to try and do is roll onto one bottom cheek. So you're bringing your weight over to one side, back to the middle, and then bring your weight over onto the other bottom cheek, yeah? So we're working our trunk muscles, our back muscles, to try and stabilise those drinks on their trays. And I don't want you spilling a drop of it this time. This is easier than the last exercise. So if that's easy, you can progress it to doing it with just one leg on the ground. We could try a few of them. Should we give it a go? If you want to just stick with one with 2 feet, you can do. So again, if I take one leg up off the ground, so if you took your left leg over to one side, and then over to the other, and back to the middle. So I'm going to do 2 on each side there. There's one. And swapping over your legs one last time. I think that's definitely easier on one leg than the other for me. I spoke too soon. Right, so if that was the dumb waiter, the next one that we're going to do is the Cleopatra. So what I'm going to get you to do for me, a bit like the start of the dumb waiter position, we bring our arms out to the side, and naughty Cleopatra, she's going to tip those trays of drinks all over the floor. So out we go, out to the side there. So what we can do in this position is perhaps we can keep those feet in nice and close together there. You could even do this with TheraBand or something, but let's just go back to doing our little balance, shall we? This should be easier because we've got a wider base of support. So I'm going to bring my leg out in front of me, back to the middle. That's good. Let's do 2 of those on each leg. There you go. Right, swapping over legs. Bring your leg up in front of you, keeping your Cleopatra arms, and try and shift your weight over onto one side of your bottom, back to the middle, and then over the other. I'm staying looking in front of me because it's helping me to balance. There you go. That's good. And back to the start again. Right, well, let's go back to the hundreds now. We're going to make this harder because it's just too easy and seated. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll myself onto the gymball. So I want you to have the gymball roughly where your belt line is, yeah? I'm going to lay back. For the hundreds, you can make it harder by having your feet nice and close together, yeah, if you're particularly looking to punish yourself. And what I'm going to do, I draw my tummy muscles in, I'm going to lift up, and it's that patting motion, a bit like you're trying to splash into 2 puddles either side of you. And down again. And the same again. So I'm going to bring myself up, engage those tummy muscles. I'm looking for 25 brisk movements there. And down again. And again. Keep those muscles engaged, yeah? And again. And relax again, that's good. I mean, that was one set of hundreds, but should we keep on going and do a few more, yeah? And again. I need to tone up here as much as the next person. So Pilates definitely can't say that it makes you lose weight. It definitely doesn't do that. But what Pilates does do is it sucks everything in a lot. And I've definitely found from doing it that any loose tummy that I've got has become far more toned for doing my practice. And relax again. 2 more, and then we'll go on to the next thing. So again, up we come. Down again. And one more time. Oh dear. Just have a little stretch for a moment. Oh dear. And back up again. Right, so that was our hundreds. What we're now going to do is an arm opener. We're going to do some circles, if that's okay. So I think, again, it's a bit easy and seated. So we're going to bring ourselves back down again. And what I want you to try and do for me, have your arms up towards the ceiling, yeah? So, are you all ready? So what we're going to do now is hold in that position. I think it's easier if you've got the gym ball closer between your shoulder blades, and it gets harder the closer the gym ball is to your waist, yeah? So hold in this position. What I want you to try and do for me with one of your arms, so perhaps if you start with your left arm, I want you to bring your arm like you're drawing a big circle out to the side, and then back to the start again, and the same on the other side. So like you're drawing a massive big circle there, out to the side, and then back in again. So I'm just going to lift myself up towards the ceiling a bit more so we get more abdominal work now. So keep that position, and again, keep those muscles working, out to the side, and back to the start position. Don't relax those muscles, so we're going to keep on lifting and engaging those muscles, and the same on the other side now. Here we go. Do you reckon we can do 5 on each side? That was good. Oh, this is a killer. And again, keeping upright, keep these muscles working. Oh dear. And again. Ah, dear. That's 3, 2 more on each side. We can do this. One more. And again. Oh dear. And back up again. That's good. That's good. Right. We're going to do a spine twist now. So, gosh, again, I think we probably need to bring ourselves back into that position again, don't we? So the spine twist normally is keeping upright and round to the side. So I think what we'll probably do, if that's all right, is bring ourselves back down into a sort of a laying position again. The harder position will be with the gym ball underneath your waist, and the easier positions underneath your shoulder blade. So this is easy. And again, we can go for a rotation to one direction, back to the middle again, and then over to the other side. It's harder with the feet closer together as well. So over to one side, back to the middle again. And to make that more challenging, I'll just get my sound pack out of the way, is if we bring ourselves with the ball more under the waist, and again, over to one side, work those tummy muscles, yeah, really work those obliques, and then the same to the other side. So good form should be that your hips stay more or less still, and the movement's coming from above the waist. It's very hard on a gym board, to be honest. And we do one more to each side. That's good. Well, that might have seemed relatively easy. So we're going to finish with a roll back, and we're going to do an oblique roll back if that's okay. So we're going to go back into our slouchy position. So here we go. The harder position will be having the ball near your waist. So I'm keeping a nice straight spine, but I'm using my muscles here. So to do this position, what we're going to do is starting upright. We go into our typical roll back of like we're rowing a boat going backwards. But for the oblique roll back, what we're then going to do is keeping that position, keeping straight, is out we go. And I think it's a really good thing to have an exercise mat under you at the moment, because my feet would probably slip out otherwise. We could come back up between them, but that would be too easy, wouldn't it? So let's do 5 to each side. Oh, this is definitely a tummy trembler. And again. Oh dearie me. Whose idea was this? Oh dear. And typical Pilates should be that you do this on an outward breath, yeah? And back. And again. And again. Should do one more for luck. And again. And bring yourself up. Well guys, that was it. I think having done that, it would probably be a good idea to have a good old stretch, if that's alright. So by all means, do a little bit of gentle stretching for your muscles there, but at the very least, stretch out those abdominals. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to click like and subscribe, and see you again at one of our other workouts.